Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword. Gene is off tonight, so I'm doing solo duty for Friday, November 15th, 2024. I did do the crossword. This was a crossword by Alina Abidi, her fourth since 2021 for the New York Times, and I found it to be a fine and fun crossword. I started off poorly, though. One across was base for crème fraîche and caviar, and it's a five-letter word. I had a B and a blank and an I and an N and a blank. So I went for brine, but it turned out to be blini. And that worked well with things like two down, intermediate crocheting project that was lace. I bet Jean nailed that. It took me a little while longer to figure it out. We also had four down, the diarist Anais Nin, and that was relatively straightforward. We've seen that answer in the crossword many, many times. Let's see, what else did we have around here? Shout of jubilation. It was three letters. I went for yay, Y-A-Y, but then it turned out that second Y was in fact an S because eight down, minuscule quantities was soupçon. And so eventually it turned out that the shout of jubilation was yes, as in yes. I also liked nine across right next to that. Cheryl Strayed memoir subtitled From Lost to Found on the Pacific Crest Trail. Wild. That was a very long clue that resulted in a very long answer. We also had nine down, condiment served with rolls, and that was wasabi. We had a gimme for me, 11 down, operating system with a penguin mascot named Tux, and the answer to that was Linux, named after a computer scientist named Linus Torvalds. We had 21 across. This was a bit of a stumper for me, where Mozart's Don Giovanni and La Clemenza di Tito debuted, and the answer was Prague. I had no idea up until that point. Whistleblowers 22 down was refs. That was obvious in hindsight. We also had, 34 across. Actress Rooney of Women Talking was Mara. And I never can remember Mara Rooney. Also, the 25 down was the gospel singer Franklin, and that was Irma Franklin. So it took me a little while to sort of sort all of those out. We had 39 across, which said C 36 across, let's get this straight, 36 down. 36 down was, with 39 across, scientist for whom a Cornell Research Institute is named. 36 down was Carl, 39 across was Sagan, as in Carl Sagan, the great Carl Sagan. One of very few scientists who get the great automatically prefixed before their name. We had 15 down, French connections, and that was tete-a-tete. That was pretty amusing. And 25 across was a lengthy answer. Facetious question after mentioning something well known. Ever heard of it? And we had a bit of a stumper. 30 across, library section that may have comic books and beanbags. Teens. I don't get to the library that often, to be perfectly honest. And even less to the teens section, that is to say, not at all. 46 across, Macy's or Wendy's, for instance. I thought that was a great clue. I figured it must be the name of rich people who inherited their restaurant, so I went for Air, H-E-I-R. But it was the much more straightforward hers. So, because it was Macy's, M-A-C-Y apostrophe S and Wendy apostrophe S. So that the answer was hers. Couple of downs that I did not recognize. 42 down, Donna, who wrote The Secret History, was Donna Tartt. And 39 down, tech journalist Kara was Swisher. So it's a good thing I was able to figure out hers, because I couldn't have figured out Tartt and Swisher without a lot of help from the crosses. 55 across, I can figure it out. Don't tell me. It's sort of the universal protest of crossword solvers everywhere. We had 45 across, deal sealer, and it was closer. Not as I want to read that, closer. And in that general area, 50 across, sitar, technically, was a lute. Thought that was a good clue. 35 down was interesting. Mother of Hamlet. That was Gertrude. Gertrude always sounds like a very old-fashioned sort of name, but I was thinking it was a little bit more modern than Mother of Hamlet. But be that as it may, that must be the correct answer because it is in the New York Times grid. All right. We had a bit of a stumper at 58 across. Teacups and pirate ships was rides. Thought that was a good clue. And we had for me, cryptic 56 across. Birthplace of novelist Daniel Alarcon. And the answer was Peru. I did not know that. All right. I think that is it for today. So we don't have a Fun Fact Friday for today. We will have a Fun Fact Friday tomorrow, or as soon as we figure out what alliteration is going to work with Fun Fact and Saturday. Anyway, that is it for today. So thanks everyone for listening. We will be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.